Hey, good morning from the Village Loafer here in Thailand, Saturday morning. What's cooking at the Village Loafer this morning? Well, the usual, we got a couple of loaves of sourdough bread working, and we're going to do 5 pounds of cheesecake today. I got 10 pounds of cream cheese in the refrigerator, and I need to capture some of that room back. So, I've had people ask me a couple of questions. One is it difficult to make cheesecake? And what do I use for crust? Well, I'm going to show you today it's not really difficult to make cheesecake, and you can make crust any way you want. A lot of people will use graham crackers. I was on a kick of, I was using Oreo cookies. I would get Oreo cookies, take the white cream out of the middle and actually just put that in the cream cheese and mix it all up and crush up the chocolate part of the cookie. Doesn't make any difference if you're using graham crackers, cookies. What I'm doing now is I'm using almonds. This is actually almond powder. But what I do is I take these almonds and I put them in the food processor and I make my own almond like flour. And all you got to do to make the crust is, no matter what you're using, graham crackers, cookies, in this case almonds, just mix it with butter. You're going to put a little bit of butter in there until it just gets to where it'll start to stick together, right? And I put it in the pan. And I'm going to take the almonds and the butter and put them in this pan, and I just crush it down with a rubber spatula. These pans are great for a cheesecake because the bottom comes out, right? You can use a springform pan, which has a snap and snaps the thing down tight. I have those, but actually I prefer these type of pans. So what do you do to make a cheesecake? There's two kinds of cheesecake, baked and non-baked. The baked is the same as the non-baked, no bake, but if you're going to bake it, you're going to add 6 eggs to it and a little bit of flour. And you have to cook it in a water bath. If I was going to bake this cheesecake, I have to wrap aluminum foil around here because the bottom comes out. And if this had the cheesecake in it, you need to put this in a pan of water in the oven and cook it slowly, like 325, so that you don't burn the top of the cheese. If I was baking this, you're going to bake it until just a little bit of the edge starts to turn brown. So what goes into a cheesecake? The same thing if you're baking it, the same thing if you're baking it and not baking it. Of course, the main ingredient is your cream cheese, and this is the 10 pounds that I have here. This box is still full. I leave this out overnight to make it softer and easier to mix. I add a little bit of heavy cream. I add this whole container of mascarpone cheese. This recipe calls for 2 whole cups of granulated sugar, which I think is a lot. So rather than mix granulated sugar, I use this thick, sweet condensed milk. This stuff is really thick and it mixes better with the cream cheese and everything. So I use heavy, sweet condensed milk and vanilla. This is a very high-end vanilla. Most vanilla comes from Madagascar. A bottle like this costs $150. Even here in Thailand, it's $150. So I have a baker friend of mine. We buy a bottle of this for the $150, and then we split the cost and we split the bottle, because vanilla lasts for quite a while. And then I've already told you about the almonds. And then what you want to do with a cheesecake is you need to balance the sweetness and put a little bit of tartness in it, right? So you use lemon zest. You're going to take this lemon and rub it on a grater and just take the yellow skin off. That's what's called the zest. And after I zest these lemons. Then I'm gonna squeeze this lemon. So I'm gonna put the lemon zest and I'm gonna put some lemon juice in there and balance the sweetness with a little bit of this tart, the cream cheese, and that's about it for how you make a cheesecake. It's actually pretty easy. But most people that bake, even if you're someone who bakes, not many people seem to make a cheesecake. No-bake cheesecake is very easy. All you do is mix these ingredients, and you can look up the amounts on many recipes on the internet. A lot of times, if I don't know the numbers for a recipe, I go to whatever I want. You can say no-bake cheesecake at food.com. Food.com has a lot of good recipes. Or I go to Martha Stewart, and you can get the numbers you need to use. I've done this so many times, I don't need the numbers, and I pretty much don't measure anything. Like today, I'm gonna use this whole 5-pound block of cream cheese, and I know how much vanilla, how much cream, how much sweetness. I'm gonna use this whole container of mascarpone and how much lemon zest and lemon juice to put in it. No bake, all you do is put it in here, put it in the refrigerator. Overnight it'll get nice and firm, and then you can put whatever you want on top. If you want strawberries, cherries, blueberry, whatever you want to put on top. You're only limited by your own imagination. So that's how you make a baked and a no-bake cheesecake. So I hope you liked this video. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one from the Village Loafer. Bye-bye.